My name's Justin Schneider. I'm your Michigan agronomist here for LG Seeds. And today for your agronomy tip of the week, we're going to have a little discussion of kind of what's going on below ground with a lot of our cornfields. Have a little discussion of what you can look for going forward. If you're seeing any issues in your field, maybe you can dig up some plants and start to identify what actually went wrong. So today we're in a cornfield that was planted about 3 weeks ago, maybe 3.5 weeks ago, here in central Michigan. It's right around that V3 to V4 growth stage. It's right when it's starting to transition its dependence off the kernel and those seminal roots and start to transition into that nodal root system. So I dug a few plants up and let's take a look. So as I said, we're going to take a look at some of these root systems in the corn plant around that V3 to V6 growth stage. Right here, this corn plant, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 collars. So we're at the V4 growth stage. So how far along is our root system at this point? You can see here I ripped one off. It would have been like right here is where the crown was, just so you can see that seminal root system, the seed itself, and the mesocotyl. And until we get this nodal root system, which is all above the seed and the mesocotyl, right at the crown, the plant is very dependent on this situation right here. So if we have any damage to the seminal root, seed, or mesocotyl, we can really see some stunting or some issues with that corn plant going forward. Once this nodal root system gets developed, we're a lot less dependent, really not dependent at all, on the seminal root system in that seed. But until that point, a lot of our growth is coming from this system. So we're right in that transition point. A lot of people call this transition point kind of the ugly corn growth stage. You'll see it sometimes it'll get a little bit more yellow because it's starting to rely a little bit more on those nodal roots. And until it can really mine enough nutrients out, corn can look a little bit ugly. But here in this nodal root system, you'll have 5 different sets of nodal roots. Your first 2 sets that come off are kind of responsible to get us through kind of that June time frame, towards the end of June. And then our big dogs would be sets 3, which you see here, and 4 and 5 that haven't developed yet, would be the ones that would get us through that July and August time frame. If we typically want to see our roots growing at about a 35-degree angle. If we're not seeing that, or if we see it go down 6 to 8 inches and they start going horizontal or start working around things, we could have a compaction layer. A good thing I like to do later in the year is if you do think you see a compaction layer, do a root dig. And when you do that root dig, run your knife up, put the knife in a couple feet down, run that knife blade up, and wherever you start to see resistance, that could be your horizontal compaction layer. So yes, the nodal root system is pretty much responsible for about 90% of the nutrient uptake for the plant. So it's very important that we protect these roots and do everything we can to get them down in the soil to really get us through the year so it's able to mine out as many nutrients as it needs to get us the best yield possible. Thank you everyone for joining me today in this cornfield here in central Michigan. I hope everyone has a very safe and successful growing season. And if you do see any issues out there, good or bad, get a hold of one of our local LG technical team agronomists, and we're here to help you out. Thank you.